If you're coming in to talk to our team about listing your property, there's a chance that you're either an owner user, so you're operating your business in that property, you're a private investor, maybe you're someone we've been working with for a while, or you've just owned a property as an investment for a period of time, or perhaps you're a real estate professional and your profession is buying and selling real estate. Regardless of where you're coming to us from, what's most important is that we understand your objectives, your personal objectives, and why you might be considering selling at this point. From those objectives, we'll develop a strategy to maximize whatever your priority is, whether it's price, the timing, or even the terms of the sale. People come to us for all kinds of different reasons. It could be because there's a problem, there's a challenge. There could be a personal or a succession planning challenge that you might have. It could be time. We often see people who've owned property for a number of years, and there's just a change in the family where another generation isn't willing or isn't interested in carrying on as real estate owners. Very often we have people come just to say, hey, is this the right time to take advantage of the market? Regardless of your reasons for wanting to sell, we want to spend time to understand what your real objectives are here and develop a strategy that will support those objectives. Depending on your reasons for wanting to sell, you may have the objective of selling at the absolute top price, regardless of how long it'll take. You may want to mix. You may have a mixed priority between timing and maybe for tax purposes, you want to sell sooner rather than later, or you'd like this to sell next year. But regardless of that, we'll develop a strategy to support whatever those objectives are. Sometimes we even have clients that want to defer taxes and they'd be willing to take a vendor take-back mortgage on the sale. And all of these different terms and opportunities can create different ranges of value. And so we want to take all of this into consideration as we develop our strategy for you. So it's important that you know that when you come to us to talk about listing a property, we're going to spend a lot of time, perhaps more time than you think we should, getting to know why you have the property in the first place. What led you to the position that you've owned this property? How long have you owned it? We might be introduced for the first time, so we'd like to get back to understand why you bought it in the first place. What were your objectives then? How have they changed and shifted, and for what reason? Is it the property alone, or are there other reasons, personal reasons, that are motivating you to want to go down this path? I'll give you an example. Perhaps there is an estate planning objective. So we often see this where there's a first or second generation has acquired the real estate. They've owned it and managed it for many, many years. There's no debt on it. And as they age and they start doing some family and tax and estate planning, we often see a second or third generation that's no longer interested in the operation of the real estate. And listing and selling the property may be the right plan, but we really want to understand what's behind that. Sometimes we might take a step back and bring in our advisory services, and we'll sit and talk to you about understanding really what are the objectives. Sometimes it might be to take care of the family long term, and that may be best served by selling the real estate and working with a wealth manager to affect those outcomes. But in other situations, and sometimes driven by tax reasons, it may be better to establish a team, almost a family office of our real estate advisory services, coupled with a strong property manager that will help you to continue to improve and spend the property money on the property, ensuring that it's well leased and it's up to the highest standards to drive the highest revenue. And that would be a strategy that would allow you or for future generations to remain hands-off in the day-to-day operations, but still benefit from the long-term income and revenue that real estate can provide.